The 10 millionth Model T Ford rolling off the automaker's Detroit assembly line in 1924. A car that revolutionized travel and an icon of American craftsmanship before much of it was outsourced overseas in return for cheaper products, but also widespread industrial decline across the Midwest manufacturing heartland.
U.S. auto workers are still the greatest auto workers in the world.
And ever since, US presidents have visited that heartland, pledging to restore what's considered a golden age.
I want us to be able to compete and win in the 21st century.
If Americans can buy Kias and Hyundais from Korea, then I know Koreans should be able to buy some Fords and Chryslers and Chevys that are made right here in the United States of America.
We're going to make sure that the jobs of the future end up here in Michigan, not halfway around the world.
But Donald Trump thinks this time it's different.
They all want to come back to Michigan and build cars again. You know why? Because of our tax and tariff policy.
Trump's sweeping tariffs are aimed at protecting American jobs from cheaper foreign competition and incentivizing both US firms and foreign competitors to make their products in the US. And yet there's a potential snag. Do people want to work in manufacturing, a sector that had just under 500,000 unfilled vacancies even before Trump launched his tariffs? A Cato Institute study found that while 80% of Americans thought the US would prosper from manufacturing jobs, only around a quarter wanted to do that kind of work themselves.
Now, I've never worked in manufacturing or even in a factory, but 30 years ago when I was a student, I did work briefly in construction, and I was so inept with even a hammer and nail, it's hard to overstate just how much my fellow workers scorned me. And I haven't really done a lot since then, so am I cut out for a career in manufacturing? Well, I avoided hitting my finger, so it's a good start.
So what about people in Washington, D.C.?
I worked in aviation repair and manufacturing for years.
You're really handy. Come and hit a nail.
Not a hammer. I didn't do a hammer.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that was much better than mine. Would you consider a career in manufacturing?
No.
Tell me why.
Because I'm not necessarily good at those things.
Oh, I like the technique. Hey, that was much better than mine.
I wish I could do that, but it's just not really my skill set. Maybe if I was trained at a younger age, I could.
I like DIY. You know DIY? I like make a bed.
We're very proud of our president for bringing back manufacturing. I grew up in Detroit, Michigan. My father worked for Ford Motor Company for 31 years. So I know what Detroit was and still can be because those factories are still there.
Some companies say it's simply not viable to bring manufacturing back to the US on the kind of scale the Trump administration wants. But others who already manufacture here are more optimistic.
Whirlpool Corporation is the last major American-owned appliance company.
Trump touted electrical goods maker Whirlpool as a beneficiary of the tariffs he imposed during his first presidency.
We will bring back our factories and we will bring back our American dream.
Yet a study by the International Trade Commission found that Trump's so-called washing machine tariffs cost taxpayers $800,000 for every job saved and raised consumer prices. And while Whirlpool thinks Trump's tariffs this time around will help, it also acknowledged they contributed to disappointing first quarter results. But let's face it, I'm not likely to land a job there anytime soon. Owen Fairclough, CGTN, Washington.